What's going on, world? Brian right here. I'm starting to find that this is pretty therapeutic to me. So, plus I had somebody call me today and said, "Hey man, where's the video at?" So with that being said, I decided to do another one. And it's crazy because that person, called me enough to remind me like, "Hey man, what you doing sounds good. Hey man, what you doing I like to listen to, put another one out." So just having a supporter, really blows my mind when it comes to these things. But let's talk about the topic today. The topic is going to be self limitations. So, just like that person who I was just talking to y'all about believed in me, is how I should believe in myself and how you should believe in yourself. Now, I understand most of the backgrounds that most of us came from, we didn't see anything but ignorance, poverty, and all sorts of crazy stuff. And you was probably a kid just like me, and you went to somebody that was an adult. You went to somebody who you looked up to and you said, "Hey, I want to be this." And that person probably told you, "You can't be that. Are you crazy? No, you're not one of those superstars. You're not Kobe Bryant. You're not the next LeBron James. You're just a regular person." And with that, like most do, we let it go and we say, "You know what? That person is right. That person that did that to you created a self limitation within your mind." And I'm going to tell you this, they were absolutely wrong. I always tell people today, I say, you know how somebody is mentally ill? You know how you know that somebody's mentally ill? Is if they're living below their means. Because the human being is one of the most powerful creatures on this earth. We're the only creatures that can, you know, say what we want to do and do it. You decide every day whether you want to eat something, whether you want to drive something, the clothes that you want to wear, the food that you want to eat, the drinks that you want to drink. We all got that choice. People just don't think about it, how powerful that is to be able to have a choice to do whatever you want to do. And back to the mental illness, because if somebody wants to get rich, but they don't believe they can, and rich is subjective. Do not forget that rich is subjective. Rich is whatever you want. If you want $100,000 a year, it's yours. If you want $200,000 a year, it's yours. If you only want $90,000 a year, it's yours. Whatever you want can be yours. So for you to think otherwise, you have a self limitation and a mental illness. Now, I don't know anyone that ever got anywhere that's worthwhile that didn't believe in themselves. We can go back to, NBA, NFL. I know people watch a lot of those things. Look how many times, Michael Jordan failed before he reached the finals. Look how many times LeBron James failed before he reached the finals. Look how many times, look at somebody like Drew Brees. He one of the greatest quarterbacks in the world, and he only won one ring. Aaron Rodgers only won one ring. But they stayed in the league. You know why? Because they believe they can win another one. And they believe they can win another one. So they tried year after year until their bodies shut down. And they were not capable to dribble, throw a football, or do something along those lines. They never gave up. Think about that. Even the years that they thought they were going to win, where they were winning games just to get to the playoffs, just to get to the top of the top, and then you lose. And then you got to start all over again. And the media starts saying stuff like they ain't got it no more. Do they still got it? Everybody starts to become a critic. Everybody start to, talk about them, the news outlets and, the papers, the magazines. Their faces is all over the place. Is this person still the guy? But guess what they do? Through all that adversity, they get up and they say, yes, I'm that guy. And I will not let none of these outlets put a limitation on me. And I just want to say that if you got a limitation on yourself, you need to, first of all, figure out where you got it from. Go in your mind and think about the first time somebody actually told you you couldn't do anything. And if you really think about it, if you not doing it and you really want to do it, you're going off that person's mindset. You're not even thinking for yourself. That person is doing the thinking for you because they have planted a seed in your mind and you're allowing it to manifest. Now, I can't even lie. Do I fall victim of this? Absolutely. Like I said today, I didn't feel like doing a video. But guess what? One of my guys said, hey, man, you sound real good at it. Hey, man, it sounds therapeutic. Hey, man, it's something positive I can listen to in this negative world. And who am I? If he said I could do it, why don't I believe why don't I believe I can do it? Why don't you believe you can do it? Because to believe in yourself takes a lot of courage, especially with this general world that we live in today. Because as soon as you tell somebody what you want to do and it's above the norm or it's outside of that realm or nobody in the family has ever achieved it, they're going to shut it down. They're going to try to take it out your mind. They're going to try to tell you that you're crazy for just believing in yourself. The good book says, and I don't want to be religious. I'll quote all books. I don't just do the Bible or anything like that. I feel like you can learn from a lot of them. But the good book says that it only takes faith, the grain of a mustard seed. A mustard seed is so small. Like, it's one of the smallest seeds ever. And the good book says all you got to do is have faith. I want you to think of everybody, majority of people got the same success stories. What happened? Tyler Perry sleeping in his car. And there's so many other stories. There's so many other people who told you stories that, what they went through in order to get to where they are. Steve Harvey sleeping in the car. Shannon Sharp, who people love, he was a 6th round or something like that draft pick, and he had to go into camp, and they was already thinking about cutting him. And he had to believe, and he had to say, yo, I'm him. These people don't know that I'm him, but I'm him, or I'm her. It don't matter. You are a human being that is capable of doing whatever they want to do. You have a brain, the same brain that put planes in the sky, the same brain that put submarines in the ocean, the same brain that sent rockets to the moon, the same brain that invented Microsoft, the same brain that invented Tesla, and so on and so forth. You're no different from those people. And I need you guys to understand that. But the reason why you don't understand that is because of the self-limitations that's been placed in your mind. I remember I heard Eric Thomas say, he said, I ain't worried about no money. I ain't got to chase no money. He said, wherever I put my foot, it's going to be anointed. Whatever I touch will be blessed. And he ended it with, you don't understand because you're not aware. Awareness is what it's all about. I've been going on my journey with my music, and it's like I've wrote songs that I didn't think I could write. I've hit notes that I didn't think I can hit. I go around people sometimes and I sing and they start crying off of songs I wrote. Like, I'm starting to realize that I'm really good at what I do. I'm starting to realize that with that one person reaching out to me saying that they needed this, that I am that guy. I don't need to place no self-limitations on myself. And if I do, it's going to be because of me, because of my non-belief. And you know what that is? That's just the programming in your mind. Whatever you want to call it. If you think it's an evil entity, call it that. But it's in your own mind. And once something is in your mind, it snatches you and it holds you hostage constantly. And it keeps it in the back of your mind of, well, I want to stretch, but that's in the back of my mind. I remember I had somebody in my family. They said, I want to do better. I'm just scared of the unknown. And I thought to myself, with the little bit of experience that I got, with the little bit of success that I have, you don't understand that it's the unknown to where you get to the highest level. And sometimes, yes, you're going to fail when you go into the unknown, but guess what you're going to do? You need to change your mindset. It's not a failure. It's a lesson. It's only a failure if you fail and then you stay down. If you get back up and try to do it again, you're taking it as a lesson and you're saying, you know what? This might not have worked out. This was a lesson. Let me do it better this time. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Stop placing these limitations on yourself because you're a human being. You're filled with greatness. You were born rich and you are ready to take on whatever task that you want to take on. Now, no one can do it for you. No one can pump you up. You have to encourage yourself. People can give you advice and they can say, hey, you sound good and stuff like that. But guess what? You know, the only way that you believe it is if you do it. If you do it. That is the only way you know if you believe in yourself, if you do it. Because just like the good phrase said, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. How do you know if somebody is listening to you and they believe in what you say? Through their actions, not through their words. Just because you speak something don't mean you're going to do it. How many times that person said, I'm going to lose weight, but they still fat? And I ain't got nothing against fat people. I got my own problems too. Like I said, I'm a foodie. But how you going to say that you want to be rich if you got poor habits? Actions. That's all it's about. Awareness of your actions, of your behavior. All you have to do is just believe a little bit, and I promise you, majority of you all will shock yourself. You'll meet a side of yourself that you never met a day in your life, that people told you could never be, a person who would make you proud. But instead, what are you doing? You holding that person back. You holding the true essence of who you are back because of somebody else's self-limitation. Now, like I said, I can't do it for you. And if I said that it was easy, I'd be lying to you because I struggle with it too. But now is the time to believe in ourselves. Now is the time to say whatever they said about me, I'm never going to believe it again. I'm never going to believe it again. And I'm never going to let it get in my brain ever again. Because I decide the person that I want to be, not nobody else. Whoever can't do it, that's their business. I can. So don't let self-limitations distract you, because you know our motto, no distraction until riches. Level up.